What's up, guys? Uncomplicated Peace. Will, real quick. I think some of you might have an issue because you're listening to too many external voices. What do I mean? Your family is not short of opinions on your life. Your friends are not short of opinions on your life. Your manager at work thinks your career should go in one direction when you've been dreaming about going in another direction, right? Sometimes we hear every voice, and oftentimes it's not because they're wrong, it's us. We want to know what our best friend is doing every second of the day. We want to know about the new gossip going on. We want to know about that girl that work on the second floor and why she always act like that. We want to know this, we want to know that. We want to know about entertainment news, right? But we don't take time to hear internal. When I talk to people and I ask them questions, it's funny, they have no answer. When I ask you a question about yourself, that's the one thing you should be a subject matter expert on. The one thing. But people will constantly say, well, I don't know. I asked you about you. I didn't ask you about artificial intelligence. I didn't ask you about the rings around Saturn. I asked you about you, and your response is, I don't know. I just don't know. And I believe it now. I used to think people were just like, I believe it. I believe people really don't know about themselves because they don't listen. What do I mean by not listening? There is a voice that is inside of you. Whether you want to call it your God voice, your inner voice, your internal gut, there is a voice inside of you that's constantly speaking. But a lot of you never hear this voice because you will not shut up. You will not quiet people around you. We live in a time now that people constantly, sorry guys, I'm looking at cars going by. We live in a time now that people constantly want to be entertained. They have to have something going every second of the day. That will kill you. That will kill you. To have something going every second of the day is counterproductive. So all of you saying, I'm busy, I got so much, I'm busy. You busy being busy, but you're not being productive. Be honest. Be honest. All right? It's just you and me, the internet guy. Be honest. You good at being busy. You good at looking active. But are you really productive? That's another question, right? So, people used to tell me, Will, maybe you should meditate, right? So I'd say, okay, so let me try to meditate. Well, I'm not good at sitting still in one spot for a long period of time in quiet, right? So my mind is constantly processing. So one of the things I learned to do is I walk my dogs. I got 2 little Shih Tzus. I walk the dogs, or I take these walks. When I take these walks, it's not just that I'm physically by myself, I'm mentally not being challenged, so I can hear my internal voice speak. A lot of my best ideas come from sitting quiet. Think about that. Do your best ideas or solutions that you come up with come when you just kicking it by yourself, enjoying the patio, right? Just doing you. And that's what I found. A lot of my best stuff comes from just being with me, just silencing the family, silencing the friends, silencing the workers, silencing everything, silencing the world. And I'm just sitting here like this, just tick-tock, just being at one with nature, one with the world, just feeling the elements, And I found that that gives me the ability to come up with my own original thoughts. How many of you have problems? As soon as you get the issue, you immediately call somebody up. Hey, I got this, what you think? Hey, I got that, what you think? Hey, Susie Q just broke up with me. What you think? Hey, Billy Bob just broke up with me. What do you think? And my question always is, what do you think? Have you had time to let that just soak into your spirit, soak into your mind space, and come up with your own feelings of what you feel and think about the situation? More than likely, no. When I talk to people, they ain't spent 5 minutes thinking about anything. But they want the answers from a magic pill or from someone else. That's why that's a trick, though. Let me tell you what that trick is. So when folks come to you like, hey, what you thinking? I should do this, and should I do that and that? If you crazy enough to give them the answer, as soon as that answer blows up in their face, who you think they're gonna blame? You. They're gonna blame you. Because you told me I should quit my job. You told me I could be an entrepreneur. You told me I should quit my job and get time freedom and I should travel the world. Now I got bills and no retirement and I'm in debt. People, there is value with listening to that internal voice. And to get there, you have to find a way to silence everything and everyone around you. What's up, mama? Right? There's one of my little monsters. You got to find a way to silence everything around you, people around you, things around you, right? That's what you have to do if you want to get to that inner voice, right? So get to that inner voice. Spend some time with yourself. Chillax with yourself. Get your little cup of coffee like I'm doing. Sit in a little spot, right? And just let your thoughts run free. Now, some thoughts, you won't like the thoughts, right? Some thoughts, you won't like the thoughts. So you just dismiss them. Other thoughts will mean something. Sometimes you may not think about anything. But at least you're giving yourself that time and that space with yourself to just hear what you feel and think on the inside. I'm here to tell you guys, you have life experiences. That's right. You may not have the paperwork, the degrees, or whatever it is, but you have life experiences in many things. But you don't even let your experiences lead and guide you because you're too busy asking someone else what would they do in your situation. We got to pump the brakes on that. I think we are moving in a time, especially with technology, artificial intelligence, everything going on. Even if you look at this AI, people typing the AI, they had a lawyer. I want to say, was it New York or something? A lawyer went to do a case. He used the AI, the ChatGPT, I think, to do his paperwork for the case. And it came up with a bunch of fake information, right? And he submitted the information and got caught. Now, I think he's facing being disbarred from being a lawyer, from practicing. This is what I mean. You have people even who we would deem certified, intelligent, have a good mind on them, made it to be a lawyer. That's a big deal, right? That's a mind challenge, right? He did it. But they doing stupid stuff. This is like an intellectually lazy. Do not be intellectually lazy. Do the thinking, do the reading, do the studying for yourself. Don't just think for yourself. Take time out to hear yourself think. Be at peace with yourself. Another reason why some of you may not be doing this is because you don't forgive yourself. You replaying the same dumb thing you did at some point in your life, and you have found yourself judge and jury and condemned yourself to be guilty of all charges, and now you've been living in this persecuted land inside of your own mind. That's even worse. It's one thing for people on the street to give you a hard time, but you giving you a hard time because you can't forgive yourself. That's why you don't want to sit still and listen to yourself, because you don't want to replay that bad thing you did. Let me help you with that dumb guilt. Let it go. Everyone has the right to be forgiven. Even if they don't forgive you, you have the right to move forward from the situation. That is not something that someone needs to give you. That's something you give yourself. You make a mistake, you recognize the mistake, you try to do the best you can to make it right, and you move forward doing better. That is not that move forward part, doing better. See, I have to ask you for forgiveness, and you don't have to give it to me. But you cannot deny me the chance to grow from the situation, to learn from the situation, and to move forward being a better person. That is a gift I give to myself. So a lot of you don't want to sit with yourself because you're like, oh, I keep thinking about, the situation when I grew up, how my mom mistreated me, how my daddy mistreated me, how I had no friends or whatever. Some divorce you went through and now you feel scarred forever. I'm here to tell you guys, look at your clock. Well, it's one of my watches, but it even got a second time, right? If you see that second hand or the minute hand still moving when you were sad, that means life has not stopped because your problem was not that big. That means you should not stop. Keep it moving. So forgiving yourself plays a big role in being able to sit with yourself, because you're not going to sit with someone you don't like, right? So you have to come to grips with what you've been through in life so you can sit and listen to that internal voice. Okay? How can I say it? What you've done is not who you are. Let me say that again. What you've done is not who you are. Do not allow your mistakes in life to define who you are in life. Because if you do that, you now give away something called growth. And anything that doesn't grow dies. Do not allow yourself to be whatever it is you did, because you need that freedom of growth to become a better person from that experience. Okay, so that's forgiving yourself, that's sitting still. You understand? Let people know you need to space to be with you. You do not have to be with them every Friday night, every Saturday. You have the right to be with you. Take some time with yourself. Spend some time with yourself. Listen to that inner voice and see what new directions or thoughts or ideas come to you. But I gotta tell you guys, for mental health purposes, it is extremely important that you allow yourself to be heard, not just out. Because a lot of you will sit and fight to be heard at work, to be heard in your relationship, to be heard with your friends, right? You'll fight to be heard, but you won't fight to hear yourself inside. All right, that's it. So, Uncomplicated Peace. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Deuces. Stay positive.